Something new today. Know what that is? Because I don't. So, it says what I think says Nic Tool. It's made in Eskilstina, Sweden. Forgive my pronunciation if that is incorrect. But I can find nothing online about this company except a few other people selling this exact same tool. It's pretty cool. It's an adjustable wrench with a larger end, and you just turn the thing, and it makes it smaller. And on the other end, it's just smaller. It also tells you exactly the size of the bolt, either in millimeters or inches. So, for example, if you have this rando bolt here, it goes there. You click there, and it looks like it's about a ½ inch. Or if you wanted to measure this bolt over here, you'd make it a little bigger. Go there. And it looks like it's 3/4 of an inch. It's very similar to a wrench that my father bought years ago. This thing here is made by Popular Mechanics. Probably made in China. Who really knows? Although it has a U.S. patent number on it. But it had the same concept. You're jamming the angled sides of a bolt into the corner there, and that's what holds it. I used this for years and years to take off drain plugs on cars I was changing the oil of because I didn't feel like getting up and down to figure out what size wrench it was. It worked really well. It doesn't slip like a regular adjustable wrench does, but this is a similar concept. If you know anything about this, I'd love to know. But today, we're going to take it apart and clean it up. So we're going to clean this up today. First thing you got to do is take out the little screw in there. And this is made just like modern day adjustable wrenches, this part. It's just a little shaft that goes in and holds a thumb wheel. Comes out. And the thumb wheel looks just like a modern day wrench. And there's a spring. Put those aside. The actual action is held together by these rivets. One of them is kind of loose. I'm going to try to get the rivets out and reuse them, but if I can't, I'll just make new ones on the lathe because I need to get it out to take it all apart and clean it. All right, so to take it out, we're just going to put it over the vise, hit it with a punch, and try to get it to bang out. It actually came out pretty easy. So now we're going to take it apart. See how much rust it has in it. Not bad. Clean it all up. This part here I'm going to blacken. And then this part here, I think I'm just going to polish. See how it turns out. Maybe nickel plate it, who knows. Alright, so that's cleaned up now. It's definitely plated in something. I mean, it's certainly not nickel. I'm not 100% certain, but I don't know. I'd guess this is from like the 80s or the 90s. The logo looks 90s-ish, I'd say. I'm not quite certain. I don't think it's any older than the 70s. I'll have to look up and see when Sweden went metric, because otherwise they wouldn't have put metric on it. We'll look that up. So I just looked it up, and Sweden adopted the metric system in 1878. I did not know it was that far ago, so that changes things. But the casting, I don't know, just by things I've seen before, this is definitely a like post-50s casting. The casting is very good. So yeah, I'm going to guess 70s to 90s. Who knows? If you know better than me, please let me know. I polished this area here, and I think it's chrome plated, so we'll use the copy chrome to redo this chrome on the back. We're going to put it all in the sonic cleaner and get it all cleaned up and then get back to... we're just going to pop it into the sonic cleaner. Get it all cleaned up. And see what happens. Alright, here we are. Everything's out of the cleaner. Not really that dirty. It got dirtier being in it. All the gunk that's in it. I gotta change that cleaner. Alright, I think we'll wire brush all of this and then start the process of blackening this. So there's everything cleaned up, wire brushed and everything. I think this is die cast. The tolerances are too good to be. It's not forged, and it's not really machined all that much, other than in here, and then where the bolt fits. So I think it's die cast. I will look up when die casting became a thing. So Wikipedia said that die casting was invented in 1838. And then when I read more on the article, it says that it is for non-ferrous metals like aluminum and zinc and things like that. And they would have done it with cast iron. So this, I guess, was done with sand casting? Kind of crazy, but all right, that's some good casting skills there you had there in Sweden. So I got my Perma Blue for pew-pews. This stuff works great. My only complaint is that the little swabs that go with it to use it disintegrate and don't work anymore after a while. So we're going to try Q-tips today and see if that works. Shake it up. Should probably be wearing gloves, but I'm not because I'm foolish. Don't be like me. Put it on there and just spread it out. Another thing I have learned, that if I blue something and just leave it to air, it like automatically rusts. So we're gonna cover it in oil and see what that does, because I've seen other YouTubers do that. All right, so there it is, all blackened. I used 4 Q-tips. So as I said, I noticed that it rusts pretty quickly and nastily if you just let it sit. So we're just gonna coat it in oil. And hopefully it won't rust. I'll let you know if this actually works. Alright, well, the other thing dries or cures or whatever it's supposed to do. We're going to take some 600 grit sandpaper and basically sand this to get all the schmutz off. It's got quite a lot of rust pitting on the back of it. And I certainly don't want to destroy it or destroy the ruler markings. How does that look? It's getting there. That's going to take some cleaning and some polishing before we copy chrome it. It's getting there. I can't find my WD-40. I should be using WD-40 instead of straight up really expensive high quality machine oil, but it's all I can find and I'm impatient. We did 600 grit, now move on to 800 grit. Get this thing nice and polished. So that way when we do the copy chroming, it doesn't look like caca. Alright, so you remember this stuff? My copy chroming solution that I got on Amazon. It is from Caswell. So You put the negative on the part. You put the thingamabobber here, and first we got to soak it in the material for some time. All right, and then you just brush it like a cat, as the directions say. So I'm going to keep brushing this end like a cat and building up chrome, well, fake chrome. And then as from before when I did it, it gets kind of a galvanized metal look to it. And then you just polish it and it looks really good. So we'll get back to you when we're done. So when it gets this glazed over, sort of galvanized look to it, you plated it. We're gonna polish it now and see how it turns out. Look at that. Looks brand new. Not from the 70s to 90s. Yeah, quite happy with that. Now comes the part I've been dreading. Putting the rivets back in. So this part might involve some swearing. Take my little hammer here. I'm going to put it on the middle on the Bondo scraper thing so it doesn't scratch it. And then we're just going to... Alright, so now we've got this raised up piece of metal. We'll put the back of the rivet on the piece of metal. Take a punch that I have ground the tip off of. It goes in there. And then we take the hammer and just punch it around. Until it is on there. Yeah, well, there it is. All finished up. Looking nice. You can read the... I don't know if that actually says Nic or AIC. I don't know. It's hard to read. But yeah, blacking came out nice. Everything came out nice. Works nice. Let's do our normal check. Will it undo the vice bolt? A little tight now. It'll loosen up again. It does undo the vice bolts. Now the question is, what am I going to do with this wrench? I'm just going to use it on here as the wrench to adjust this. Hopefully that works out. So that came out pretty nice. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next week.